Howdy everybody, this is Let's Be Real with Brad, and today is my new episode of Movie Monday, where I talk about some films I've watched in the past week and just talk about them just for fun, because there's so many movies that I'm going to be reviewing. It just kind of breaks it all up. Let's get to it. So, for these Movie Mondays, I've seen a lot of Christopher Nolan films in for Tenet that I'm going to be seeing later tonight, so I'm extremely excited about that. So the first one that I watched was Interstellar. I actually watched this at the movie theater last night, and it was really, really good. It was super enjoyable. It had so many great and really intense moments. The CGI and the practical effects just seamlessly blend in, as the visual effects are truly amazing. The music is phenomenal. The sound design, the sound editing is just truly perfect. Matthew McConaughey is excellent in the movie. The movie does have some problems in its writing and some of the choices, the way the movie goes, and it could be very similar to 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is one of the greatest films of all time. So I feel like it's not as ambitious and it's not as ambiguous as that film, so that's why I really enjoy it, but that's definitely going to film that I might just have to do a big review for. Next one is another Christopher Nolan film that came out in 2002 called Insomnia. This is this hard-edged thriller with such a big cast, and it has a nice little twist that no one likes to have in his movies, but this one kind of comes right in the beginning of the film instead of the end of the film in a lot of his movies, and I thought it made it a very interesting aspect, and I thought that a lot of morals were being questioned, and the idea of your brain and you're not mentally intact. I thought that was such a really interesting aspect of the way this movie goes. I really enjoy so many aspects, as the leads are absolutely fantastic. The writing is so good and it flows so nicely, and every single aspect of the film I think is really engaging and really involved, and I feel like everything has a nice wrap or development to it. It's kind of straightforward at times, and so maybe I was just a little bummed. I think it should have been a little bit more, a little bit bigger than what it is, but I think it's such an enjoyable film that I can't wait to rewatch this film again and probably find something new to really enjoy about it. So please do check out Insomnia, and also is Interstellar as well, because they are such great Nolan films. Another Christopher Nolan movie that I watched is his first film, Following. I had barely any budget for this film, and it shows that you can just make movies and have an interesting concept with people that want to work with you, and you can make it work. Sure, this movie does feel very cheap at times, and sure, some of the acting isn't all that great, and there's some action sequences that are pretty bad, but I think the whole idea of it and the writing is pretty good, and I felt very invested in these characters with a really interesting aspect that I don't really want to get into, but if you just read the plot description of this film, I think you'll be hooked. But I didn't know that just because I was trying to watch all his films, and I really got hooked into it because it has to do with people and sociology and psychology and the way we look at others and what kind of hole we can bring ourselves into. I thought that was just super cool. It's a really enjoyable film. I would check it out, but it's definitely Nolan's weakest film. Next film on this list is School Daze by Spike Lee. This film is on Netflix right now, and I think tomorrow or September 1st is the last day to watch this, so definitely try to check it out if you can. I like this film. I think there's some aspects to it that are so good and they're done so extremely well, in a way which I thought was funny, had some dark humor, had some satire, but ultimately it had something to say. I couldn't relate to it, but it definitely invited me in, and I wanted to know more about it. And it was just a nice aspect of how some people truly feel about their descent and how they feel about their lives in the real world, and should we be fighting for change all the time, or should we actually relax and say, okay, we fought for things, but there are problems where this movie sometimes becomes a musical, and I felt like that didn't mesh well because it's only in a few scenes and it wasn't consistent throughout the film. Also, sometimes this movie can just go way over the top and it doesn't fit the humor that this film already has. Serious, dramatic moments filled up the screen time. I think it would have had something to say, having tons of humor, having really great acting, a really great script by Spike Lee, and I think I would have really enjoyed it. So I would check it out. I like the movie, but nothing too amazing. Last film on this list is The Usual Suspects. This is a Bryan Singer film. It has one of the greatest twists of all time. It is super cool to watch, and I will admit, watching it this time, the movie does suffer a little bit because of the twist, because it does change the whole aspect of the movie. It still has really good acting, it's very entertaining, has really great dialogue, and it moves briskly throughout, and it definitely keeps you on edge throughout the whole movie. But it doesn't, it's there, but now that you know it, it doesn't feel right. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about, and I just can't get into the deeper aspects of it because I would really have to explain my true reasons for it. But I still think it's a really enjoyable film, and I do think it's really good. So please check that out if you haven't. Anyways, guys, that is my Movie Monday. I'm super excited to watch Tenet tonight. My review for Tenet is going to be coming out tomorrow, probably around like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So if you guys are up for that, check it out. If not, you guys can watch it Tuesday morning. Anyways, if you guys really enjoyed this video, please like and share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me that you guys have been subscribing, liking my videos, and watching them. You guys are the best. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.